have you ever dropped a beautiful ceramic pot, watched it crack right down the middle, and immediately thought your gardening project was ruined? Stop right there, because that broken pot might actually be the beginning of something even better than what you started with. Today I'm going to show you a clever DIY hack that turns cracked, broken plant pots into stunning mini gardens, and then walk you through exactly how to care for the plants that go in them, so they don't just survive, they genuinely thrive. Here's the idea behind this hack. Instead of tossing a broken pot into the trash, you can use the cracked pieces themselves to create what's often called a broken pot fairy garden, or a tiered succulent display. You take the largest bottom piece of the pot, arrange 1 or 2 broken shards standing upright inside it at an angle, almost like tiny steps or shelves, and then fill in around them with soil. The result is a naturally tiered, rustic-looking planter, with multiple little pockets for small plants, all built from something you were about to throw away. It's a beautiful way to combine sustainability with genuinely creative gardening, and honestly, broken pot planters often end up looking more charming and unique than a brand new, perfectly intact pot ever could. This hack works especially well for small, shallow-rooted plants like succulents, sedums, hens and chicks, small herbs, and tiny flowering annuals, since these plants don't need much depth and actually enjoy the varied little pockets of soil that a broken pot arrangement naturally creates. You can also use smaller broken pot fragments as functional drainage material at the bottom of other containers, which improves airflow around plant roots and helps prevent water from pooling, giving you a second practical use for pieces you might otherwise discard entirely. Now, whether you're building this exact broken pot project or simply potting up small plants in general, understanding proper care is what determines whether your little creation flourishes or fades. Let's start with light and temperature, since this is where a lot of beginners either get lucky or get stuck. Succulents and sedums, the most popular plants for this type of project, generally need at least 6 hours of bright light per day, and many varieties genuinely love full, direct sun, especially in the morning. If you're placing your broken pot garden indoors, a south or west-facing windowsill in the United States typically provides the strongest, most consistent light throughout the day. Temperature-wise, most succulents and small drought-tolerant plants prefer a range between 65 and 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and they generally dislike sudden cold drafts, or being placed too close to an air conditioning vent or a drafty window in winter. If you're keeping your broken pot creation outdoors on a patio, most of these plants handle summer heat beautifully, but they'll need to come indoors before the frost. In regions that experience cold winters, since many popular succulent varieties are not frost-hardy, there's actually solid science behind why these particular plants do so well in shallow, tiered arrangements. Like a broken pot garden, succulents, and similar drought-tolerant plants have evolved specialized water-storing tissue in their leaves and stems, allowing them to survive in the exact kind of small, quick-draining soil pockets that a broken pot naturally creates. Research in plant physiology has shown that these plants perform a specific type of photosynthesis, often called CAM photosynthesis, which allows them to open their pores at night rather than during the day, reducing water loss compared to typical garden plants. This is exactly why they tolerate the smaller soil volume and faster drainage of a broken pot arrangement, so much better than moisture-loving plants would, making this DIY hack a genuinely smart pairing of project and plant, not just a cute-looking coincidence. There's also meaningful research on how small, hands-on, creative gardening projects, like this one, affect the people making them. Studies in occupational and horticultural therapy have found that hands-on creative tasks involving arranging, building, and problem-solving, exactly what you do when piecing together a broken pot garden, are associated with measurable reductions in stress and increased feelings of accomplishment, even more so than passive gardening tasks, like simply watering an already established plant. There's something genuinely satisfying about transforming what looks like a mistake or a mess into something intentional and beautiful, and that small creative act of repurposing broken material has been linked in wellness research to improved mood and a stronger sense of resourcefulness. Now let's talk about the correct watering routine for healthy roots, because this is where broken pot gardens can either become a stunning long-term feature or a soggy disappointment within weeks. Because these arrangements typically house succulents and other drought-tolerant plants, the golden rule here is to water deeply but very infrequently. Unlike leafier plants that want consistent moisture, succulents strongly prefer to dry out almost completely between waterings. Water thoroughly until moisture reaches the bottom of the arrangement. Then wait until the soil is fully dry, often anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks depending on your climate and how much sun the arrangement receives, before watering again. The broken pot structure itself actually helps here significantly, since the natural gaps and tiered pieces encourage excellent drainage and airflow around the roots, reducing the risk of the #1 cause of succulent failure: root rot from sitting in constantly damp soil. A simple way to check readiness is to press your finger into the soil about an inch deep. If it feels bone dry, it's time to water. If there's any noticeable moisture at all, wait a few more days before checking again. If you're growing this arrangement outdoors, and it rains frequently in your area, keeping it under a small overhang or moving it under cover during extended wet periods can help prevent overwatering from natural rainfall stacking on top of your regular watering schedule. Indoors, placement near a sunny window that also gets good airflow helps the soil dry out at a healthy, steady pace between waterings. Let's move into fertilizing and pruning. Though with succulents and small drought-tolerant plants, both practices look noticeably lighter than they would with a typical fruiting or flowering plant. These plants are naturally adapted to nutrient-poor, rocky soil in the wild, so heavy fertilizing can actually cause more harm than good, leading to soft, overly stretched growth that becomes weak and prone to rot. A very light application of a diluted, balanced fertilizer once every 6 to 8 weeks during the active growing season, typically spring through early fall, is usually plenty. Pruning, in this context, mostly means removing split or dying leaves, and occasionally trimming back any growth that becomes too leggy or stretched, a condition usually caused by insufficient light. Gently pinching off dead lower leaves not only keeps the arrangement looking tie-dye, it also improves airflow around the base of each plant, further reducing the risk of rot in that naturally tighter, tiered space created by the broken pot pieces. Now let's talk about the common problems beginners run into with this type of project, along with easy solutions. The most frequent issue is overwatering, since many new gardeners assume more water always equals healthier plants. With succulents in a broken pot arrangement, the opposite is usually true. If you notice leaves turning translucent, mushy, or yellow at the base, dial back your watering schedule immediately and allow the soil to dry out completely before resuming a much lighter routine. Leggy, stretched out growth is another common concern, and it almost always points to insufficient light, rather than a watering issue. If your plants are visibly reaching or stretching toward one direction, gradually move the arrangement to a brighter spot, ideally one offering several hours of direct morning sun, and the new growth that follows should come in noticeably more compact. Instability is a uniquely broken pot-specific problem, since the tiered, angled pieces can sometimes shift or tip if not arranged securely. The simple fix is to nestle the upright shards firmly into the soil at the base, angling them slightly backward rather than straight up, and packing soil tightly around each piece before adding your plants, which keeps the entire structure stable, even with regular handling and watering. Pests like mealybugs occasionally appear on succulents, often hiding in the small crevices a tiered broken pot naturally creates. A cotton swab lightly dipped in rubbing alcohol, dabbed directly onto visible pests, handles most minor infestations effectively without needing any harsh chemical treatment. Finally, root rot remains the most serious risk with this type of arrangement. And it's almost always preventable. If a plant suddenly looks mushy, discolored, or collapses at the base, despite otherwise good light, it's a sign the soil has stayed wet for too long. Removing the affected plant, allowing the remaining soil to dry out fully, and adjusting your watering schedule going forward usually protects the rest of the arrangement from the same fate. What makes this broken pot hack so satisfying isn't just that it saves something from the trash, it's that it turns a small accident into a genuinely creative, low-maintenance display that fits beautifully on a windowsill, patio table, or garden shelf. Once you build your first one, you'll likely find yourself eyeing every chipped mug, cracked saucer, and broken planter around your home, wondering what tiny garden it could become next. If you've got a broken pot sitting in a corner of your garage or a cracked planter you've been meaning to throw away, don't. Gather a few small succulents, some well-draining soil, and give this hack a try this weekend. Follow the light and watering routine we walked through today, and, within just a few weeks, you could have a thriving little garden that started as something you almost threw in the trash. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, vegetables, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.